After my mother died, I kept her wedding ring in a drawer I never opened. It wasn't valuable. The gold was thin, the stone small, the engraving half erased, but it carried fingerprints I wasn't ready to touch. My father had left years before, taking nothing but regret and his favorite records. I told myself I didn't believe in sentimental things, yet every time I moved apartments, the ring moved too, tucked in bubble wrap between the practical and the forgotten. One spring, the building caught fire. Not the dramatic movie kind, but a fast vibrate in the build. Slow, smoky crawl through the wiring that left everything smelling like burnt paper and almost tragedy. After the firemen left, I sifted through the ash and soggy cardboard. The ring was gone. For the first time in a decade, I cried like the world had ended twice. Weeks later, the landlord sent a small box they'd found under the floorboards during repairs. Inside was the ring, dull but unbroken. There was a note, must have rolled away. The floorboards hid it. I sat on the edge of my new bed and laughed through tears. The ring had survived fire and abandonment like her, like me, it to a jeweler to be cleaned. The man behind the counter held it up under bright light. Old gold, he said. Strong stuff, doesn't look like much, but it lasts forever if you treat it right. He polished it until it looked almost proud. I slid it on my finger, and it fit snug, familiar, patient. That evening, I visited my father. We hadn't spoken properly in years, but loss rearranges your priorities. He opened the door, smaller than I remembered, eyes watery but sober. When he saw the ring, his breath hitched. I thought it was gone, he said. So did I replied. We sat on his porch, the sky, the color of old denim, and for once, we didn't talk about blame. He told me stories I'd never heard, how she'd laughed at his terrible cooking, how they danced barefoot in the kitchen to records he still kept. I listened like a child again, not for facts, but for the sound of her living through his voice. Before I left, he said, keep it, she'd want you to. I nodded, but I didn't promise. At home, I placed the ring on the windowsill. Morning light hit it, turning it into a tiny sun. That weekend, I wore it to the farmer's market, not as jewelry, but as history. The kind that doesn't ask to be worshipped, just remembered. Months later, my father called. Do you still have it? He asked. I do. Good, he said. Just don't let it hide again. His voice cracked, half joke, half prayer. I promised nothing and everything. That night, as rain whispered against the glass, I understood. The ring wasn't hers anymore. It was the bridge between who they were and who I became. It had gone missing to remind me that some things don't return until you're ready to hold them properly. What survives fire isn't luck. It's love learning how to live in metal and memory.